I read something that seems to strike a nerve with a lot of people, and I don't know what the source of it is, but it seems to be a an axiom even that's populated in society that has a lot of agreement from people. And it goes something like this: the black man is the most disrespected man or human slash person in the world, even by family. Further worse, more, a black man with no money. And it made me think about, and I don't know how it works in different families of different hue. I can only talk about what I know. Uncle osnang nyogo utella lekebana. Uncle o utella lekebana.
I have to ask you, so I can speak for historical context, right?
Okay.
So I'm going to give you the historical context, and then I want us to discuss about to have a conversation around, if we understand what history looks like, what do we do to change the future and the present? Okay, so the black man historically, yes, was the most disrespected. In fact, I would go far and say no, actually that's false. The black woman was the most disrespected because the black man still had earning capacity. The black woman was not even allowed to have a house without the approval of a black man. So historically, yes, but let's focus on the black man for now. Historical context, right? During colonialism, during apartheid, where a black man was told to say bus, or to call a teenager who's white bus, or anybody that was white bus, where a black man could not walk on the pavement if a white person was walking on the pavement with them. That's historical context. Where a black man was forcefully removed from his land that he owns and was put in like sardines into hostels for the purpose of being exploited for cheap labor, so that mining bosses, which are white owned, can make money off the black man's back. That's history, right?
So bring it home now.
So now so historically the black man was disrespected.
100%.
But the black man needs to choose when disrespect starts and stops. And the black man needs to choose how they want to define themselves. I think that it is good for us to acknowledge the past, but I think that it's time for us as the black nation to make a decision that actually the curses of our forefathers will not be the curses of our present and the curses of our children. So we need to start defining how we treat each other. We need to start defining what respect is. If a black child disrespects a black man because hana chelete, it's not the fault of the white man. The white man is not in there. The white man can't be blamed for it. The white man could be blamed for it back then, absolutely 100%. But right now we need to blame, how was that child raised? That you disrespect an adult, or you are able to benchmark an adult based on his earning capacity. What do you know about an adult's earning capacity? And then we have to go in and look at the role of the household, the black household and the black family. The black family, do we teach each other respect? Do we show each other love and affection? Do we show each other that I am a man, I'm a human being first before I'm a man. I'm a human being first before I'm a provider. Because if your children know you to only be a provider, your children will only esteem value to you based on your provision. And the day you stop being the provider, those children will lose value. But if you teach your children that my value does not start and stop with money, those children will respect you irrespective of whether you have got money or not.
And respect others.
And respect others too. So there comes a time where we as a black nation need to hold ourselves accountable. I'm a black woman, I need to hold myself accountable. There was a time where legislatively I was disenfranchised and marginalized. But there comes a time when I say my future generation will not experience this, because I'm going to teach my children different. So teach black men, teach your children not to place value only on your ability to provide.
And by teaching them, it means you too should be like that.
100%.
So if you're a black man with money that disrespects your family members without, or people in society without, and speak down upon them, that's you teaching your children too.
100%. And then also, black men, when you love your family and you respect your family, as soon as you get the money, don't change on them.
Yes.
Because they're going to see you because then they're going to esteem, then what you have done is that you've said that money has revealed the character that you've always been.
It
So
doesn't
take care
make
of
you
your family.
anything. It just makes you more of who you've always been.
100%. So also, black men, when you've got money, and the time that you were getting the money, or the process of getting the money, and you had your wife and you had your kids who were by your side, once that money comes in, please stop leaving your wives for the 22-year-old who just wants your money. Because that's another conversation we need to have, right? The white man can't be blamed for that. You can't blame whiteness for you leaving your wife who stood by you through thick and thin so that you can be with a 21-year-old.
We're out of time now, but I think a conversation we could perhaps have next week is in and around that. How much of what we are now can still be blamed on colonial biases and integrations against us? How much of what we are seeing now in society, the current generation who've inherited their parents, their grandparents, etc., how much of what we are now can we still blame on that? I think that's a conversation.
conversation.
Let's have that
That's
on
a
Monday.
podcast.
Let's have that on Monday.